Hey everyone, it's Matron here again, bringing you Game 2 of the Best of 5 series between Huck and QXC in the Intel Extreme Masters tournament played this past weekend in New York. This Game 2, QXC took Game 1. This second game will be played on Metalopolis, Huck spawning as the red Protoss in the 9 o'clock position, QXC as the blue Terran in the 12 o'clock position. With these starting positions, I'd expect quite a few drops from QXC. See how Huck defends against that. And Huck's a big fan of Void Ray play in these positions on Metalopolis. If you watch the Huck vs. Murder game, the Group A game that I cast earlier, you see Huck use some Void Ray play, some great micromanagement in that game. So we'll see if he does the same sort of strategy here, sending out an early scout. Again, Huck, a big fan of 14 Gateway. Likes to use the first two chronos on probes before building any sort of structure. Check out the raging APM for both these players. Huck at 379 average. Pretty crazy. Looks like Huck is finally going to be able to see QXC here. See he's opening pretty standard with the barracks and refinery. Almost the same exact timing as last game on those as well. Huck's second pylon is going to be in a drop position here, so he can detect any drops as they're happening and defend against them. In the first game he did a great job with his pylon placement, so that when QXC was trying to drop into his base, he was able to position stalkers there quickly. Huck gets the cybernetic score up as soon as the gateway finishes. Looks like QXC has decided not to make, well, actually he did make one Marine here and then went into a tech lab, so same opening as last game. He's going to do patrol here with the Marine to make sure a probe isn't hiding. Huck's probe is hiding here. The Marine's going to find it and start killing it. And Huck's going to have to get out of there. He's going to try to micro in and out of the smoke there to save his probe, but it's not going to work. QXC comes in with his scout, and it looks like Huck's going to take him down. So, eye for an eye there. Both players lost a worker. And now QXC is going to move out with a Marine, Marauder, and an SCV. We might see him try to throw down a bunker here. Though it looks like the SCV is just going to be at this tower for now. Concussive shell is being worked on, so once that finishes, QXC is going to be able to engage Huck's forces here. Perhaps take down one or two of them and push an early advantage. Huck's getting down his second gateway and creating two stalkers here. QXC again keeping this SCV with this early army, so you may see some sort of bunker play. Huck doing a nice job placement of his pylons. Every pylon has a purpose. He's not just placing a number of them in his base, all willy-nilly like most players would. Looks like we're going to see our first engagement here. Concussive shell has finished, so QXC's going to try to focus down these stalkers. Marauder's very powerful versus stalkers. He's going to be able to do so. He needs to get a concussive shell on this zealot to slow him down and try to finish him off. And it looks like Huck does not yet have warp gate tech finished. He's creating two stalkers out of these gateways, but Huck's going to be forced to pull some probes off the line here. He's going to, every time a probe gets attacked, he's going to send some back, just still trying to delay, and eventually Huck's going to get out this stalker, take down that Marauder, end this Marine. Stalker was just 5 shots from death. So, a lot of bloodshed early in this game. QXC is again just going to start creating more and more marauders here. Now getting up 3 barracks and a factory. Huck's on 2 gateways, and looks like Huck's decided to early expand here. So QXC pushes out now. He may be able to get an early advantage. Huck only has the 2 gateways, so he's not going to be able to make as many units as QXC, who's now, looks like he's getting up engineering bay and floating over this factory. So if he sees these 2 gateways, he may decide to move out. Huck's actually getting up a 3rd gateway and a robotics facility. The SCV comes in for a bit of a scout, as does the factory. QXC is going to try to see what he can see and then pull back so they can come in with that factory later on in the game, get a 2nd round of scouting. Looks like based on what he's seen and Huck's army, he feels comfortable moving out here. He's got a big army advantage, 850 to 900 to 550 at this point. And Huck has thrown down this expansion. If Huck's able to defend against this push here and get his economic advantage going on, then we may see him take this game. So, relatively risky move here, going to do a transfer. If we look at the income, 32 harvesters on 2 bases now. And QXC is ready with these units. They do have stim, so he's going to send in a marine to scout here. Huck's got his army in a good position. He's got quite a few sentries here, so he's going to be able to keep QXC from kiting the zealots around. He's also going to be able to throw up the Guardian Shield, which is going to reduce the damage from the Marines Marauders as well. Again, the factory's going to come down. It looks like he's going to do a drop here in the back of Huck's base with a Hellion being created out of that factory and a few Marine Marauders. Huck's slow to react. They're working on a 2nd front now. Huck's going to throw up these force fields with the sentries, going to get all these Marines Marauders. Looks like he lost a few zealots there, but QXC able to do a ton of economic damage here. Some more force fields, going to catch these units. QXC can try to pick up that Hellion. Looks like he's going to do so. Needs to lift off that factory and come back out. So it was a good harass by QXC. If we look at the harvesters, Huck lost at least 5, if not more, harvesters there. And his income took a big hit. QXC should probably be getting up a command center now, or else he's going to fall a little too far behind. He did lose quite a few units there. Looks like he's going to continue to do this drop here. Trying to focus down stalkers. 2 stalkers go down. This factory is still just chilling out here. And Huck has the advantage in army now, and is about to pull way ahead. Harvester advantage on these 2 bases. Needs to be chronoing out harvesters. Looks like he's doing so. And I'd like to see Huck get up another gateway or robo facilities on 2 bases now. He can definitely support it. Looks like we have another drop coming in here. 2 Marauders and 4 Marines. We're going to try to take down this pylon. This pylon's the one that's going to give Huck sight of this drops behind the smoke here. QXC needs to pick up these units and get out of here so he doesn't lose them. Looks like he's going to try to focus down stalkers. Focus down this pylon, which is the only thing powering this 4th gate. He needs to cut his losses here, pick them up and get out of there. So he lost 3 Marines there, did a lot of damage, took down 2 pylons. So it's going to keep the production out of this warp gate stagnant for a while until these new pylons pop up. So we finally see another command center going down for QXC. Huck is well aware of it, throwing down a proxy here. Then we see the APM settled into kind of 225 to 180. Another drop by QXC here. It's being a pylon fiend, taking down these pylons, going to supply cap Huck. And it's just going to take down, focus fire down these units. Some good force fields here, though there was a little bit of room there. The Marines squeezed just inside of the 2 force fields and were able to get picked up by that medevac. So QXC doing a lot of damage with these drops. He's being aggressive, he's taking down units and structures, and at the last possible second he's pulling out, and he's not losing too many units himself. If we look at the units lost, Huck's lost 4,400 to 3,200 for QXC. So negating a little bit of that advantage Huck had when he made the fast expand there. QXE coming out with a ground army here. Let's see if we see a drop at the same time as this push out. Looks like he's pushing from a few different angles here. This bottom, he's going to try to draw Huck's army down here. Huck's going to follow, he's going to fall for it. QXE is still pulling back. Huck now sees with his pylons QXE's army moving out. Looks like he had a drop in the back of the minerals here of the main. QXE's army is going to stim and get into the expansion here. So he's pulling Huck left and right. He's playing him like a master musician here. Down and up, and takes down that nexus. That's a huge loss for Huck. Even though QXE is going to lose the majority of his army here, he took down that nexus, and Huck is really crippled. He's on one base now. QXE is on two bases. Huck knows he has to push out with his army now. It's a 1900 army to 800, and this is the moment of the game where he has to push out and press this army advantage because he's behind economically. He knows if he waits too long, QXE is just going to mass up units. QXE is throwing down another 2 barracks. He's on 5 barracks now. Huck needs to warp in more units from this pylon, and he needs to engage here. QXE is throwing down 3 bunkers. He needs to get those filled and defend against here. He's going to have to pull off some SCVs from the line to repair. Looks like he's going to do that. Huck is going to try to force field, prevent these SCVs. Beautiful move from repairing the bunkers. Great job there. He's going to focus down the bunkers. Some SCVs are able to get in the front here and repair the bunkers. More units being warped in by Huck. Some great play here. Great use of force fields. He's force fielding these units back on the ramp so they can't get down. Looks like he's going to try to get down this one bunker. The SCVs are surrounding the bunker, preventing the zealots from getting to it. And the SCVs were able to repair up everything there. QXE is producing more and more units. Pretty soon he's going to have enough to push back Huck here. Looks like he's preparing a drop into Huck's main, and Huck's going to try to focus down this bunker once again. QXE using his medevac to drop the SCVs in front of the force fields. Beautiful job there. Even though the bunker goes down, the SCVs kept it alive a little longer than it would have. Now he's dropped in Huck's main. He's going to try to take down these units. Looks like he's going to focus down Stalker after Stalker. Stalkers are going after the medevac, trying to prevent any sort of retreat. Huck's going to have to pull back here because he's lost contain in his main, and he GG's. Some frantic action there. QXE did beautiful drops. He came down with his first army down here, pulled Huck's army to the south. At the same time, he did a drop in the main, pulled Huck's army back up into his main. He had to do a long travel distance up the ramp into his main, and then he used his main force to push in here, stim, focus down that nexus. Even though he lost most of his army, he forced Huck into sort of an all-in position there, where he wasn't going to be able to catch up economically. He had to push out with his army, and QXE was able to throw down those bunkers, get them repaired, did a beautiful job with the medevac, lifting up those SCVs, dropping in front of the bunker, and able to repair there. Huck at the same time did a nice job with those force fields, keeping the SCVs from trying to repair the bunkers. Beautiful play, but QXE took this one, some great drops, and sort of suspected it with these positions on Metalopolis. Gives Terran a little bit of an advantage there. But it was a great game, and now we'll move on to Game 3 of this best-of-5 series. Huck's going to have to pull this one out and win 3 straight if he wants to move on to the finals of this IEM SC2 tournament. So, it was a really fun game, and thanks for watching.